Hey y'all, it's Kylie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you a story time about how TikTok Shop completely destroyed my business. I'm talking about 6 figures to absolutely nothing. Here we go. Okay, so we're getting started on fresh clean hair. So I first started TikTok in 2023 when it first launched. I am someone whose small business did really well during the pandemic. I mean, it boomed. From 2020 to 2021, I was able to save hella money. My revenue on my own website increased to the extent of I was able to become an entrepreneur full time. I was able to quit my 9 to 5, completely sustain myself, my lifestyle, and my business from the success that I was getting. At the same time, I was starting to gain momentum and build a larger platform on TikTok. Next thing you know, boom, TikTok Shop pops up and starts inviting businesses and creators to come sell their products on there. And I don't know why, but I just really felt the urge to jump on it. I personally think it's because there's been several waves I think that I've missed by hesitating and not taking full advantage in the very beginning, right? So when TikTok Shop came about, I was like, okay, I have all this momentum that I'm growing on TikTok. I'm getting all these hundreds of thousands, millions of views on what what actually was a monthly and sometimes weekly basis. Let me see if I can put this to use by selling my products on TikTok. And when I tell you, it was a slam dunk. I mean, it was a gold mine in the beginning for small businesses because TikTok was really pushing your product. And that was back when the algorithm was A1. Whoever was looking for you really found you with ease, better than Google, better than Facebook, Instagram, better than anything else. That first few months of TikTok Shop, I made well into 6 figures. So then we continue to go into 2024 and I'm continuing to make really good money. Now TikTok Shop is way more saturated. A lot of larger companies have entered the chat. At the beginning, you really had an advantage by being a small business, jumping on the TikTok Shop train, because the larger companies weren't your competition. But even though I'm not making as much money as I was, I'm still making really great money. I'm taking some aloe vera water that I made, completely saturate my hair, and then I'm going to use my K18 leave-in conditioner heat protectant. I'm not about to put heat on my hair. I'm just about to do a, what is that, the individual where you like finger coils. That's what it's called. I'm literally just about to finger coil my hair, separate the strands, try to give it a little more definition all around. That's what I'm about to do. Everything is fine. Now, my top 3 biggest sellers on TikTok Shop were my handmade, handcrafted soaps. Charcoal soap, African black soap, and my #1 seller on TikTok Shop, the turmeric and honey soap. This is when the turmeric and honey soap bars went viral on every platform. Everybody was trying to get their hands on them. I sold thousands of those soaps alone, just the turmeric and honey, on TikTok Shop. I was making bank off of that soap. So I wake up one morning, July 2024. Mind you, I started TikTok 2023 when it first launched. I wake up July 2024. It's a year later. I've been doing TikTok Shop. I've been doing this shit, right? I literally, first thing I do in the morning, check my stores. I don't check my social media, but I do check my Shopify. And at the time I had TikTok Shop, so I checked my TikTok Shop. I opened my TikTok Shop to find that all 3 of my soaps, my highest selling items, have been frozen completely. And I've received 4 violation points per product. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. If you see me looking over here to the right, it's because I have notes. This was 2 years ago, so I'm trying to remember it, make sure I say everything. What the hell is going on? And it basically, I'm gonna try to put screenshots on the screen as well. And basically it states that my product is prohibited according to TikTok Shop guidelines. I can't sell that product. It's been frozen. Mind you, like I told you, I have sold thousands of just one of those soaps alone, but definitely probably tens of thousands of all of those soaps combined over the years. So what do you mean magically, for some reason out of nowhere, my products are now prohibited? And I'm also not the only person by far, as y'all know, selling soap and selling turmeric and honey soap and charcoal soap and African black soap on TikTok Shop. They selling it on TikTok Shop right now. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna appeal this. Duh, why wouldn't I? But the issue with appeals on TikTok in general, but TikTok Shop as well, is they never tell you the exact reason why you got the violation or why your product is frozen or prohibited to begin with. It's very general. So when you appeal, it can be really difficult to know what it is you should be saying or what characteristics of your product and your business you should be explaining, because you don't really know what the problem is to begin with. I'm taking my Shea Butter Beauty Cream. After I put the leave-in conditioner on from K18, I'm going to run that through this small section of my hair before I start finger coiling. I appeal, but like I told you, they don't give you the exact reason of what the issue is, right? So my first appeal, it fails. And you do get the opportunity to do 2 appeals with TikTok Shop, or at least at the time that I was doing TikTok Shop, you could do 2 appeals. Okay, now I'm going to take the Inner Sense I Create Whole, the styling gel. I'm also going to rake that through this section, a pump of it, and then also do some more water, and I'm gonna start my finger coils. And my peel fails, and in my mind I'm like, okay, let me reach out, because this is serious. I'm in my bed at 8 o'clock in the morning about to have a heart attack, because like I told you, I'm selling thousands of these bars. These products on TikTok Shop are the leg up on my business. I've taken out business loans. I've applied for grants based on the revenue that I'm bringing in from TikTok Shop, from these products specifically. So I'm stressed. I'm stressed out. So I hit up support. I'm like, hey, I received these violations. Can you please give me some guidance, some insight on what the violations are about, right? So when I initially appealed, I really had no idea what the issue was. So I was just like, hey, all of my products abide by FDA guidelines. They're homemade, so there's no, harmful or illegal chemicals that are not allowed to be in the United States. Really, at the time, the only thing that had to be FDA regulated when it came to cosmetics is sunscreen, which is changing, but that was not the case then. My products are labeled. They're all labeled prior to shipping. I mean, just giving kind of like some bullet points of, hey, of everything that could be wrong that I can think of, that doesn't apply to me. But that appeal didn't go through. So when I spoke to the agent via the TikTok chat, that person was like, well, it seems like your labels are missing information, as well as you are required to upload pictures of your products on all sides and all angles, and I don't see that on there either. So that's definitely, can be an issue for your shop. And I'm like, cool, no problem. My labels do include the expiration of the product, where the product is quote unquote imported from. I tell her that in the chat, and she's like, oh, okay, no problem. Just upload the labels in your photos for your appeal. Highlight that, when you do your second appeal, and then if, it's still an issue, reach back out to us or whatever. So that's what I did. I followed the instructions of quite literally the TikTok Shop agents assigned to assist us with our shops, with issues and things going wrong with TikTok, right? So you would think problem solved. Problem not solved. Surprise. I lose that appeal as well, but remember I told you, she said if you lose the appeal, the agent that I talked to, just message us in the chat again, tell us what happened, blah, blah, blah. So I messaged the chat again. I spoke to someone via chat about these violations. Basically what they told me to do didn't work, and now I'm reaching back out because they said if it didn't work to reach back out. They take forever to review what I'm talking about. That's another thing about TikTok Shop. They never know what you're talking about. They can't look at your account. You have to send them screenshots of the issue that's taking place, and then they look into the issue on their end, and you just have to sit there in the chat waiting on them, because if you exit out of that chat, if they do respond to you and you don't respond to them within 30 to 60 seconds, they close the chat, close everything, then you got to start all over again with another agent. So I'm sitting there, I'm patiently waiting. Not even because I want to patiently wait, because I don't have a choice. When you are doing these third parties, you are completely at their mercy. And that's something I really learned the hard way with TikTok Shop. I'm waiting all this time just to get a message to say, hey, looked into it. Unfortunately, your appeal was not approved, and sellers get a max of 2 appeals, and then there's nothing that we can do about it. Excuse me? Of course, at this point, I go into panic mode, and I start, going off not like going off, but I'm like, okay, what's the reason? Give me the reason. You're prohibiting my products. You're saying they break the guidelines, to the point to where they have to be frozen and I can't even sell them anymore. And my shop is going to take a massive hit because of whatever is wrong with these products. Oh, you need to submit pre-approval from the FDA and all of this stuff that is not true. The FDA does not require pre-approval of soaps unless they have color additives, which mine do not. They do not require pre-market approval. The FDA actually does not require pre-market approval at that time of a lot of cosmetics. So now the reasons that you're giving me for why you froze my products and gave my store these violations, why TikTok Shop did it, you're giving me reasons that quite literally aren't the truth. They're a lie. This can't be the reason because this is not a thing. So I point this out to them, right? I'm like, hey, I sent them an excerpt from the FDA website and everything. Hey, this actually isn't true. This is not a requirement by the FDA. So I don't know what you're talking about. Then they come back and say, oh, well, your soaps are prohibited because they're homemade and we don't allow homemade products. Since when? One thing is I was initially making my soaps at home with the rest of my products. It got to a point where I literally could not keep up with demand. Like I said, I was selling thousands of bars of soap. So I actually outsourced the making of my soaps to a company that will make your handmade soaps in bulk, ship them out to you. So kind of like a manufacturing company, wherever they may be. At this time, my soaps aren't homemade. They're being made in a factory. They're being manufactured. And when I submitted my appeal, I included the information from the manufacturer, an official invoice, their address, their certificates to operate and sell within the US, all of that information, right? First, you're saying that my products don't have pre-market FDA approval when that's not a requirement by the FDA for the products that I sell. Then when I let you know, hey, that's actually not a thing, this approval that you're stating is a requirement, now you're saying, oh, well, you just can't sell products from home on TikTok Shop. And I'm like, the products you prohibited aren't even the ones that are made from home. If the issue is products made from home, why did you prohibit my products that aren't made from home, that I sent you proof that aren't made from home, while all my products that actually are made from home are still up and available on my shop? Mind you, if you know anything about TikTok Shop, especially TikTok Shop back in the day, homemade body care and skincare businesses and hair care businesses were thriving. People are posting videos of the process of them making their products at home, in their kitchens, at their house. And their products are still available to this day on TikTok Shop to be sold. So if the issue is the products can't be homemade, why are these people with homemade products able to sell on TikTok Shop and I ain't? And mine ain't even homemade. Make it make sense. Basically, after I say that, they're like, oh, well, sorry, but it doesn't really matter because you already wasted both of your appeals. You can't appeal it again anyway. So all that shit you talking, it don't make a difference. And I'm like, I literally submitted what y'all told me to submit in my appeal. What y'all told me was wrong with my products and it was incorrect. Kind of like how in this chat you keep trying to tell me what the issue with my products is and you're clearly incorrect. So please explain to me how I'm not allowed to appeal my products because I was given the wrong information by y'all. And then it sounds like my products being prohibited in general. It's wrong. At this point, now I really am going off. Y'all are targeting me unfairly. You're treating me differently than other shops. You know, you're requiring me to have documentation and things that I know for a fact you aren't required of other shops. And they're responding, oh, we require everyone to have the same thing. These shops have had to provide this information just like you. And immediately I call bullshit. Because how does a shop that makes their products at home, that's showing videos of them making their products at home, show y'all a manufacturing certificate? Go play with somebody else. It basically just turned into and around we go. Okay, freestyle unity. They kept saying, oh, these things are required. Oh, these. I was even going as far as sending examples of other shops that it wasn't. Sorry, that may make me a snitch, but in the moment I was so heated because, like, mind you, I have quit my 9 to 5. I have increased my business expenses. I have taken out business loans under the assumption that the sales that I am making are going to continue and I'm going to have the funds to support this. I'm working on expanding my business. I'm thinking about bringing somebody on full time. That's the type of money I was making and the type of projections that I was having to make more. I was losing it. Do you hear me? So then it gets to a point where the person I'm going back and forth with is like, okay, we need to escalate this. I created a ticket for you. Here's the ticket number or whatever. And with ticket, someone will reach out to you within 24 hours. So I'm like, okay, 24 hours go by, nothing, no response. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go and I try and respond to the ticket and I get some type of automatic response about waiting for their response. Then the next day comes and same thing. Then the next day comes, same thing. Mind you, this person told me that somebody would be reaching out to me within 24 hours. And it's like 3 days after the fact, nothing. So then I open another ticket. I'm like, I'm pretty much opening a ticket for my ticket, which is crazy. But I'm like, I need something. I need somebody to respond to me. We have to figure this out. I open this second ticket, right? I get a response in 24 hours from that second ticket about, oh, it seems like you have a duplicate ticket request open. Please wait for a response to the original ticket. Closes that ticket. Still no response. Every day I'm responding to that ticket. No response. I'm still waiting on a response. I still haven't heard from anyone. I haven't gotten a response. It is now August. Remember I told you this happened in July. This happened like early July. I want to say July 2024, like the 6th, the 7th, somewhere around there. It got to the point with that ticket that we are now in August and I have not heard anything from anybody, only for me to finally get a response from TikTok Shop in August. And it is some generic ass response that doesn't reference any of my actual situation, any solution, give me any answer. I mean, anything. When I say at that point, I just started boohooing because here I am a month later after all this has transpired. And it really just felt like a nail in the coffin. Like, wow, I really can't do anything about this. And mind you, I've been living in this reality in regards to my store with those products frozen and with those violation points, and I've been reaping the repercussions. And like the thing about getting violation points with TikTok, you know how when your video gets taken down or you get a strike for the community guidelines on your regular content, and then in response to that, TikTok then suppresses your content for a while? It's the same thing with TikTok Shop. So not only are my top selling products now frozen and completely unavailable, they've disappeared, been wiped from the shop. You cannot see them as a customer, even if you search it, even if you go to a past purchase, it's been completely taken down. Then on top of that, because I got all of those points because of the frozen products, now my other products that were selling and doing well and still making me income on TikTok Shop, now those aren't being suggested, and my content for my TikTok Shop and my products for my TikTok Shop are being suppressed. And I mean, I can see it in my analytics. Viewership's going crazy. You could not search me and find me. That's how bad it was. Something that TikTok did when I was selling products is they would make your buyer information anonymous. So all the information that they provide to TikTok, like their email address, their phone number, their name, even their username, all of those things are like blurred out so you cannot see them. So I couldn't even go and add those people to my subscription list, reach out to those people individually and be like, hey, if you're looking for these products, if you're looking for this, you can actually get them on my own website. No, TikTok Shop does not allow, does not condone, and does its best to ensure that you as a business owner cannot take your customer base that you created on TikTok with you to any other platform. My sales have completely plummeted. My income has completely plummeted. And here I am with these business loans and advances from companies and manufacturers, and I have no way of paying back because the thousands of dollars that I was making a month, $10,000 plus, has completely and abruptly come to a screeching halt with no real explanation as to why, and really no way for me to recover because my monthly payments on these loans, on business credit cards, etc., have kicked in. And here I am now using my savings, my emergency money, to start paying these things back. And now I'm trying to do odd jobs, creating content for other people. That's honestly how I got into creating content for other influencers and for events, which is something that I still do to this day that has become, relatively lucrative. I'm very proud of that. But that was the reason behind it, because I was like, I need to turn a skill into an extra set of income because I'm not making any money. I started driving for Uber. I'm getting up and driving Uber at 3 o'clock in the morning. I literally went straight into survival mode because I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? From there, my own personal life, unfortunately, took several hits. And things just really went to hell for me after that, in so many different ways. I went through a really rough time, not only in business, not only in my financials, but my personal life as well. I lost a family member that was really dear to me, that really had a horrible effect on me and my mental health. Losing that business income like that and losing that success really took a toll on me mentally. It was difficult to bounce back from. And then guess what shortly followed that? Tariffs. So then I had a whole nother set of bullshit to deal with. I never got those products unfrozen. Also, my store never recovered. Even months after those points, it would not show any of my other products anymore. Even when I tried to restart and upload those soaps as new products, which they approved, by the way. They approved me with all that information to upload and sell those exact same soaps with the exact same labels and the exact same descriptions, the exact same everything on TikTok Shop, and just would not push them out, would not push any of my products out because of those points. And it was taking forever for those points to fall off. And it just got to the point where honestly, I was like, fuck it. I was scarred. I didn't trust TikTok Shop. I was not making any money off TikTok Shop. I was not getting any traction off TikTok Shop. It was causing my other videos to flop because it translates into your content. And I was just like, fuck it, forget it. Went to try and deactivate my shop, wouldn't even let me deactivate my shop for some bullshit. So low-key, my shop is still out there. It's still out there. It's still open. I just don't use it, don't log into it, pretend like it doesn't exist, pretend like it's not there. And you can't place an order from it. All of the things to order are unavailable. And yeah, that is how TikTok Shop completely destroyed my business. If you've made it this far, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.